back down.
The NAACP recently asked black student athletes to reconsider their decisions to attend public colleges and universities in the state of Florida after the University of Florida and other state schools recently eliminated their diversity, equality, and inclusion programs. This is what NAACP President and CEO Derek Johnson wrote to the NCAA and to prospective student athletes, and I quote, "This is not about politics. It's about the protection of our community, the progression of our culture, and most of all, it's about your education and your future." Last year, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill that prohibits the use of state funds for any DEI programs. As a result, the University of Florida announced on March 1st it had closed the office of the Chief Diversity Officer, eliminated 13 full-time DEI positions and 15 administrative appointments, and halted DEI-focused contracts with outside vendors. Whoa. Michael, you are from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Your reaction?
This hurts. This really hurts, and I'm devastated when you get this. You know, Emmett spoke out because of the University of Florida. You know, we're one of the first schools to start moving, and we're in the article and they were talking about, and Emmett spoke out and spoke against it. I reached out to Emmett late last night. He didn't get back to me. But this is even higher than what the schools are just reacting to what has happened when the bill got signed and you stopped the funding of those programs. And yes, you know, the school in Florida made $190 million. Florida State earned $61 million in sports. So you start saying, well, can you guys keep those programs going? That's a lot of money you made right there. Can you keep those programs going and show us how important it is? But I want to get back to even signing that bill. Like let's be real about this here. And hearing the NAACP reaching out to the black students saying, reconsider going to the school here. I rep Florida heavy. I rep it heavy. I love Florida. I love where I'm from. When I go back home, that's all I see is diversity. I spent my birthday in Costa Rica. When I got back home to Miami, I saw more Costa Rica in Miami than I saw in Costa Rica. So to be honest with you, that's just the reality. And here, now we're going to come here and say that these programs are not important. That just blows my mind. And in Florida, where we're opening our arms and saying, everybody come in. Skip, I say this, Skip. I say this, the most important part of any relationship is reciprocation. I don't care how much you love somebody, I don't care how much you love anything. If you just keep giving love and nobody gives it back, you're going to start questioning that. In any relationship, you don't move forward when there's been a huge inequity that's not being recognized. You will not move forward. There's going to be issues with that relationship if you won't recognize this huge inequity. And that's what this is done. This is not recognizing the huge inequity that has gone on in the relationship. And now you're saying we're going to snatch back or take back the help that we provided because we recognized the huge inequity before. That's the part that disturbs me. And now, and you're bringing it towards sports. Sports is the uniter. Sports has always brought us together. It has always brought us together. That's why we talk about locker rooms, because everybody come in the locker room and we put down we put down all of the things that we bark about and argue about out here in the real world, and we have one focus, one purpose, and that's winning championships. And can you help us win championships? That's what makes a locker room great. Can you help this country be better? Yes, you can help this country. Everybody can. That's what makes this country great. When I was in Florida, I saw this beautiful rainbow that went across the sky. I said, man, that is beautiful. And it was beautiful. It rained, and it was beautiful, went across the sky. And I thought to myself, the diversity of that rainbow is what makes it so beautiful. If we just made it one color, it wouldn't be as beautiful. It wouldn't be what it is. Why would you want to take that away? Yeah. That's what has made Florida. The diversity has made Florida what it is and made it one of the hottest tourist attractions in the world because everybody loves the diversity. I'm just hurt that this is touching football the way this is touching football. It's touching sports the way that it's touching sports. But it's touching everybody in Florida. There is no getting around it. And there was an inequity, and this bill is just not recognizing it. And that I have a problem with that. I really have a problem with what the governor has done here.
All right. As I say many times, I'm not very political. I don't follow politics, so I don't really understand. I'm out of my lane when I try to grasp what happened.
And me too. And let me say that too, Skip. Me too, because when I sat, and I'm going to be straight with you guys, I was emotional going through this last night. Just emotional going through it. And I said, and I got on myself for that. Like, you know, maybe we should have caught this on the front end. You know what I mean? When he was going through his campaign, coming together then and recognizing the severity of it. But sports is, sports does bring us together, and politics always pull us apart. And I just want to be able to talk sports. So I don't even talk politics outside. But this vexed me. This vexed me because we should have been on top of this.
It vexes me because all of these programs were progress. They were crucially important. And all of a sudden, you're yanking them back and you're going backward. And I'm all for the NCAA president and CEO speaking out and reaching out to potential prospective.
The NAACP.
Yes, president. NAACP. But I'm all for, I'm sorry, the NAACP president. Yes. Reaching out to potential prospective black student athletes to say, hey, you should reconsider the University of Florida. This hits where you live because, to your point, they have made millions and millions and millions of dollars off black student athletes who have been a backbone of that football program for many, many years. I don't know exactly what the breakdown is, but if it's the NFL sort of percentage, it's 75% African American. I don't know if Florida's in that, it's probably in the ballpark.
Right.
Well, as you well know, if you went to the University of Miami, it has always been a very level playing field competing for the best black football players in the state of Florida, the U, Florida and Gainesville, and Florida State and Tallahassee. Well, all of a sudden, that playing field starts to feel like, to me, it's going to tilt toward the U and Florida State. Not that you want it to, because you do root for the U, obviously. Right. But I would think the University of Florida is going to take a real hit here as this comes into reality. Right. Right? Right.
And now, Miami is really considered a private school. So, you know, it's for Florida State. This hits home, and that's why. And I said Miami private school. So I don't want people, Michael, saying that just because of the University of Miami, you know, they'll be less affected because they'll be less affected because they don't grab state funds. But it's just about what this is about. It's about what Florida stands for, and Florida's welcomed its arms to so much diversity. How are you shutting down diversity when that's what you're all about all the way around? If you go to Florida, that's what you see. It's a diversity of people. It's just shocking. It's shocking, and now it's touching. It's touching sports, and that's a lot of pressure to put on 19, 18, 17-year-old kids.
It is.
That's what we're asking. Hey, come on, kids, jump in here. We know you're trying to get an education. We know you're trying to better your life, but help them make better decisions for everybody. That's a lot of pressure to put on some kids, man. I just think this reflects poorly on Florida and everything. It's just a sad day.
I hear a lot of pain in your voice, and I think you soul-searched a lot last night trying to dredge up exactly where to go with this.
And it is, Skip, it is difficult because, you know, this comes off. We get for African Americans, and then that's why football's been so much. Me too. There's nowhere in the world I would have had the life that I've had without football, without having the opportunity to go to school where I went to school, to get the education that I got, to have the opportunities that I have, to be right here. And to take that away from some of those young kids, it's just sad. The diversity is important. You cannot pull back. You can't pull back from that now. We've all agreed that there's been an inequity in that relationship. And that's why we came up with these programs to make sure that we try to right those wrongs. And now you're trying to say, no, there wasn't any wrongs and there's nothing to right. That's just bad. That's just not right.
Beautifully said on your part, and I appreciate you for that. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.